17th century England. Low-cut necklines were in fashion, but what's interesting is that with the general trend for aristocratic paleness, the vascular patterns on the skin were considered beautiful. To emphasize their high status, girls would draw veins on their necks, chests, and shoulders with blue pencils. Chinese traditions. Foot binding in China still occasionally practiced today. Once the idea of the ideal female foot was formed, the exact date is unknown, but most historians believe the tradition began in the 13th century. This led to 5-year-old girls' feet being tightly bound to prevent them from growing. This caused horrible deformities of bones and joints, and many lost the ability to walk. But beauty and the ability to marry well were more important. This rare 1943 photo, taken in Paris, captures a moment that seems almost mystical. A staff member of the Museum of Natural History holds an ancient Peruvian mummy brought for study. The photograph is valuable not only scientifically, but also as an image of the era. 1943, World War II, occupied Paris, yet science continues. Martin Lorello, born with the ability to turn his head 180 degrees, 1938. A drunk man in a top hat and tailcoat hugs a street lamp, London, 1934. A woman cheerfully pours whiskey from her cane, 1922. For 13 years, the U.S. had prohibition, and alcohol was poured out of barrels and mugs during raids. But everyone wanted a drink, including this lady. Bread survived the apocalypse, Pompeii, 79 A.D. This unique photograph captures a loaf of bread that survived in the oven of a Roman bakery for nearly 2,000 years. During the eruption of Mount Vesuvius, the searing pyroclastic flow instantly charred the loaf, creating a natural sarcophagus of ash. Night fishing in Hawaii, 1968. You might think this unreliable lamp was made to help the Hawaiian fishermen see better while fishing at night. But it's not that simple. The bright light actually attracts fish to shallow waters. This photo shows over 30,000 German soldiers captured during the Falaise operation in a camp near the town of Nonon-le-Pin, France. The German prisoners are literally packed in the cramped pen of the prisoner of war camp, 1944. Miners wait their turn in the shower after a shift. West Germany, 1958. An unusual place for strollers in the front of a bus. New Zealand, 1950. In 1960, a series of photos were taken of a young woman posing naked for the photographer. The passionate and fiery lady in the photos is Stanley Ann Dunham, Barack Obama's mother, at the age of 18. These photos were taken a year before Obama's birth, in her own home's living room, where she posed without any embarrassment. It seems the photographer was either a close man or a relative. This is not a Nazi or a polite Chikatilo. This is not sodomy, but a patient at an orthopedic doctor's appointment. It's unclear what's wrong with such a swan-like back. And the orthopedic doctor grabbed a metal tool with his right hand, while doing something unclear with his left hand. A photo of a woman who put an ad to sell her 4 children. It's unclear whether she's crying or hiding her face in shame. USA, 1948. 1908, Naples, Italy. A spaghetti vendor serving food. From the 17th to 19th centuries, pasta, called macaroni, was a street food. And, like all proper street food, macaroni was eaten with bare hands, not forks. Test track on the roof of the Fiat factory, Italy. Pilots on a flight simulator, Russian Empire, 1915. A Japanese brothel in 1890. The first photograph arrived in Japan in 1890, giving us this unique image. Brothels in Japan, like samurais and sake, were a national tradition. As soon as the Portuguese opened Japan in the 16th century and managed to penetrate the country, they began visiting geishas in brothels. The incredible boundaries and ancient Japanese art of pleasure drove devout Christians insane and gave charming geishas syphilis. The horrors of Victorian dentistry, captured in grim photographs from an era when toothache meant a painful trip to the barber. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, dentistry was performed by barbers and blacksmiths. Cavities were common, but teeth were extracted using pliers. Tens of thousands of people died from botched treatments and infections. A photograph illustrating class division in pre-war Britain, 1937. German field dentist, World War I. The infamous gangster Al Capone. Big Al ran Chicago and led the Torrio Mafia clan. Capone coined the term racketeering. So you understand why, when Al Capone was sentenced to 11 years in prison, he lived luxuriously in jail in this solitary confinement cell. Polished table, tasteful paintings, drinks, and a radio playing waltzes. Punishment in Mongolia. This was published in National Geographic in 1913. The photo shows a common punishment for criminals who were placed in a small box that they couldn't fit into and displayed for public view while being subjected to starvation. These 19th century photographs illustrate various levels of intoxication, 1860s. Robert Kennedy, he has just been shot. A young photographer, first photo shoot of the 1910s. A step into a new era. The first black student in a white school, 1954. This historic photo shows 15-year-old Charles Thompson, warmly greeted by his classmates at Clinton High School, Tennessee, in September 1954, just 4 months after the landmark U.S. Supreme Court decision in Brown versus Board of Education, which declared racial segregation in schools unconstitutional. Of course, first of all, thank you for watching and for liking the video. But even if you didn't like it, still, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. All the best. Stay tuned for the next part. Bye.